this is core cotton. I know it's PC 54. They're larges. For PC 54 larges. Make sure that I mark it all off from the PC 54, the color, the size, and the quantity. About the next stack. I got the Gildan Ultra Cotton 3XL and charcoal. There are 5 of them. There are also talls. Some medium long sleeves. Core cotton ladies. 2 of them. You'll see that I'm putting these styles together because I know that they're for the same order. And the way I know that is because I put in the order. But I will grab the invoices that they are for here in just a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Large long sleeve. Ladies athletic heather. I like to make sure I know what's in the box before I start pairing up the actual invoices. But since I am familiar with the orders, I can generally just go ahead and put things together to make my life easier. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The other thing I'll do, because there are different sizes in here, is I'll start putting or different styles, I should say. I'll start putting the styles together, like the V-necks and the long sleeves versus the men's short sleeves. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then if you have a question, I mean, on the t-shirts, you kind of have to go with what it's made up of because there's no style number necessarily on the shirt. Some brands there are, but a lot of the brands are not. But there is a style number on the tag on the inside left that will tell you what style it is. It'll also usually have a color code information that you can match up to the spec sheet if you need to go that far, but it's pretty easy to tell that that is a game royal blue. to make sure that the sizes on every tag, so they are what they are supposed to be. I didn't do it with the last polos yet, but I also like to go ahead and stack the same sizes together to make life easier for when I'm running the orders, because in general I want to sort style, color, and sizes together, because typically everything that is the same style, size, and color will be hooped and ran the same way with the same colors. Some colors, like this is white, the contrast is black. If there was black text on a white background on a black polo, we're going to want to run white text. So that's a change that we're going to have to do in our decoration process to go with that color of garment. I'm kind of doing this as a test, so if you can't hear me, please leave a comment so that way I know to go back and fix the audio, or I need to start miking up, because right now I am not mic'd up. Also, as I'm going through these and stacking them together, I'll kind of get a general look at if there's any issues, stains, holes, manufacturer issues on the garment. I'll really do that later when I'm putting all the orders together and matching things up. I will also do another quality check when as I'm decorating, but before I decorate the item, just to make sure I didn't miss anything as I was going through it originally. Because the last thing you want to do is embroider something that has a hole in it, and you could have gotten the item replaced before giving it to your client. Typically, vendors like to replace items that are still blank, because then they can show that it wasn't your fault. Those were mediums. Mediums. And when you check these items, especially polyester items, the seams are typically where the issues are. You just want to check for any separation in the seam. Sometimes those are the areas where there's those kind of issues. So now you'll see we've got everything crossed off. If anything was misshipped or off or extra, call Sandmar and say, hey, this is off or extra, or this is missing instead of this, or this I received instead of this. And they're pretty good about correcting it without any issue. The box, I usually determine whether or not I need the box. This box I don't need, so I'll break it down and throw it in recycling. Now, when orders come in, I have a folder that says receiving for the orders that are coming in. We'll pull out what we have. Got my stapler. And when it comes from multiple vendors, your invoice will break down. Actually, your order form will even break down what warehouse it's coming from. I knew that was off, huh? That's interesting. I was wondering why there was a separate bag of stuff. It all apparently didn't fit in their box by their racks, so they sent 2 shirts in a separate bag, which I thought it was coming from Ohio, and I didn't remember anything that was doing from Ohio, and threw me off. So in any case, I'll staple the marked off packing slips to the invoice with the original order form behind that. And when I'm doing my bookkeeping, I can just plug in the information I need to, mark it off, and file it away. So we don't want to put that back in the receiving folder. Now these are all the invoices, orders awaiting product, and we can start matching things up. And the beauty of already knowing what was in the box is I already know what's there. So like for this order, I need the 10 small, 10 medium, 5 large, all 540s are all going to go with this. Make some room on my shelf. These. Nikes will go together. We'll put those in a bin. Keep the little binder clip so that way I can put the invoice to the box. Put it on the shelf so that way I can see the order there. And just keep on going. So all these shirts I'm actually gonna be printing here soon. So I'll leave all that there. I already know in my head that it's all there. You know what? For the purposes of this video, I'll just go ahead and double check. So we got our large V's. There should be 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then, like I said, the quality check. Nothing crazy, because in general, everything's already been inspected and good. I just like to check the sides, make sure nothing stands out. And like I said, I do a last thorough check when I'm decorating, just to make sure nothing stands out or missed. And what I'm checking here is basically the seams along the side, just those hot common issues around the shoulder, the neckline. That was a stain. Generally, you don't see a whole lot of holes in the middle of the fabric. Every now and then there might be a box stain. There. So I also like to put them in order of size. Because I tend to run my orders from smallest to largest or largest to smallest, depending on what makes sense for any given order based on quantity, size, style, settings that I'm going to have to make. And generally, if you start from either largest to smallest or smallest to largest, the changes you need to make are incremental. You're not jumping all over the place. This was from what was inside the extra shipping bag that kind of confused the hell out of me. wasn't like super confusing. I was just wondering why there was an extra bag instead of everything in one box, because I knew it was all coming from one location. It's very weird to have 2 shirts in a bag in addition to the box when it's all coming from the same warehouse. But my guess is they met their weight limit for the box. For a screen printing order. I already cut the prints yesterday. Fold all these polos up into each other so that the sizes are together. And while I'm doing this, I am scanning down around each garment, just checking for any issues that may present themselves. Put that in another bin. And another bin. Picked up these bins at the dollar store. I used to sort thread with them until I got other bins that made more sense for my thread sorting needs. Now I use these to sort orders. It works out pretty damn well. Got UPS notice that this client is sending me more stuff. Put that on my top shelf, which is my unspoken pending shelf. And this is for another order I'm waiting for prints on. And that is that. So until next time, keep on moving.